All right. We are recording. Welcome, everyone to the Black Men Matters podcast. Oh boy, it's another week. And guess what week it is? It's a special week, y'all. It's Father's Day. It's Father's Day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It is
Y'all,
Father's
y'all
Day.
excited? Are y'all
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
excited?
Yeah.
Are
It's
y'all
me and
excited?
Joe's day.
It's you and Zoe's day. As you
That's
as y'all
right.
as y'all can see, Steven is not here this morning. He had something important to take care of, and we understand. Go and get that money, brother. We'll see you next week. But he's a father as well. We got three fathers on. I mean, I'm a dad. I got godchildren. I'm a
Amen.
godfather.
Amen.
I got a little I got a little fur baby. Got a little
Yeah.
dog. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I'm a,
Yeah,
Okay.
you right.
yeah, I'm a fur dad, right?
You
Respect to the fur dads, okay?
you go to jail about that one, so you better be a good dad too.
Ex-
Mm.
exactly, exactly. So as we said, Lonzo, happy Father's Day, my boy. Leroy,
Thank you,
happy
man. Thank
Father's Day,
you.
my boy. Stephen,
Thank
in
you,
your
brother.
absence, happy Father's Day. To all the fathers, happy Father's Day. But before we get into that, I got something special to do real quick. Y'all know that September 14th, your boy is doing his very first stage play. And I'm not acting. I'm writer, producer, director of my very own stage play. Okay, it's
It's
called A Wish for
beautiful.
Harmony, and I've been promoting it all over the place. This is the first time that I'm putting on something that I wrote on the stage. Um, and I'm excited. So I got a couple of vendors that I have reached out to, and they have said yes. I want to support you. I want to also be a part and do what I do as far as my gifting is concerned. And one in particular is the company, the brand Cakelipps, Cakelipps LLC.
Okay.
And this is we men, so we don't really know nothing about the lipsticks, right?
Yeah.
We
But
don't
we
know about
like
the
them.
lipsticks. We do.
We like them
We
on our
like them.
women.
We
Hello.
like to kiss them. Okay, you know, and we like when they don't get on our lips, when they just stay
Yeah.
on their lips.
Uh-huh.
They don't get on our clothes and cheeks. You know how grandmas used to kiss us, and they mark me right on the thing.
Don't even
They
know.
be right
Walking
on the thing.
around.
You just walking around with lipstick on your shirt that ruins a good shirt. But guess what? Guess what's so great about this company? The cake,
What?
the lipstick don't come off. It
Wow.
don't come off. So let me just go ahead and just, if y'all can see that, if y'all can just see that, that's Cake Lips, and I'm gonna bring on one of the owners, and her name is Tammy, and the other owner, the name is Miss Bertha, and I want y'all to give a great hand clapping, a round of applause, and just everything to Miss Tammy as we bring her on. Yes, Miss Tammy, can you
What?
hear
Hello,
her?
hello, Miss Tammy.
You know, Miss
Hi,
Tammy.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Don't mind when
yes,
I
we
type
can.
the cake lips, don't I left the S out on purpose because my S on my computer is not working. My grandson,
Understood.
he
Okay.
has my computer, so enough said.
It's
But
okay. It's just gonna be
All
it's
right.
just gonna be Cake Lip LLC.
so how are you guys doing this morning?
Doing,
Fantastic.
Well,
doing
And
good.
happy Father's Day to you if you're fathers.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
thank you to the fur fathers as well. Thank
Yes.
you.
yes, to
So
you
so
too.
so Miss Tammy, I was telling Miss Bertha that when I got the bags, um I brought it home, and my wife, her face lit up, right? And I was like, no,
Really?
these are samples, these are giveaways, and I'm supposed to just give away to, do a little something special to promote. And she was like, I want to try one. So she took, and this is hers right here. She took it
Okay.
and she put it on, and she was like, oh. And she went and she tried to, and she was like, babe, this is quality lipstick right here because it doesn't come off. And
Right.
she compared it to another famous lipstick that are sold in stores, by the other
Yes.
people,
Yes.
and that lipstick came off, but
Oh,
Cakelipps still was on her lips.
oh wow.
And she said that's
Nice.
how you know it's great quality.
Yeah.
And it smelled like cake.
Yes.
And I
We
think
tried
the
to
most
do that.
important part,
Yeah, we
but the
tried to
most
do
important
that.
part about that, Miss Tammy, is that it's vegan, right?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Explain,
Good.
please.
Wow.
Explain, please.
It is. It's vegan, it's paraben free, it's cruelty free. So that means it's not tested on animals. So, and we do have our own chemist right here in Broward. Um, because you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I make this at home." You have to be careful about when you make stuff like that from home because it's like you got to ask the question, who's testing this stuff? And then so many people are allergic to certain things in makeup, such as myself. This is why we decided to go vegan and to go cruelty free because of people's sensitive skin, and I have sensitive skin, so I only wear our product. And I'm the lip gloss girl. Like you see my sister, she's the lipstick girl. She wears the matte and all that. I don't wear that. I wear the lip gloss. I'm the lip gloss. So yeah, I only wear my stuff, and then we have a couple of, like, I have a cousin in our family. She threw away all her stuff from all the other companies, and she only wears Cakelipps.
Wow.
So yeah, so we
Nice.
get good reviews from a lot of people. They'll come up to us and they're like, "Oh, your stuff is so good. What is in that stuff? It's like crack, so I'm like so that's like exciting itself, and it's always good to hear that. You want to hear positive views about your product.
Of course.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And for those that wasn't able to see the bag, this is their logo, Cake Lips
Okay.
LLC.
Can
Okay.
I tell you something
Okay.
about
And you
that
can
logo
find
real
them.
quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, that logo, the company that I used to work for, um, he used to be my coworker. So I went to him when we first started out. I said, "Hey, I need a logo done. I don't know what direction I want to go in." I said, "All I know is I want some lips. I want something maybe dripping from the lips. Whatever." So we came up with that. He came up with that, and so he said, "Okay, so we'll put the icing on the top, because we're gonna call it cake lips. So we're gonna put the icing on the top." So when I showed it to Bertha, Bertha didn't like it at first. So I'm like, "Listen, give it a chance. And when she started seeing how the people was responding to the logo, they was like, "Oh my God, this logo is so catchy." So when we found our chemist, and when they had to have a board meeting and everything, and she said, one of the people said, "Oh no, not another set of bold red lips, that's boring." And she said when our logo popped up on the screen, everybody stood up out their chair and started clapping. And they was like, "Oh my God, this is
Nice.
it." Like it catches your eye because of the colors in it, everything. So it kind of grew on Bertha, but that's the story behind that logo.
Cool,
You know
cool,
what's so
cool.
funny though? You know what's so funny? I don't know if you guys have any experience with this, but when you're working with, like for me in music or as a creative, you working with someone. I used to hear BB and CC talk about this a lot. Whenever BB would write a song,
Hmm.
CC would be like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And he said every song that she
Right.
said that to, it was a hit.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So that's how you know. So whenever
Hmm.
somebody don't have a good feeling about it, that means it's about to be a
Exactly.
hit.
Exactly. Exactly. And then, and our business is also in honor of our grandmother, who passed away in
Oh, that's good.
2012. And she loved her lipstick. Her favorite color was a wine color. And we actually have a lipstick, a wine color lipstick that's named after her. And it's called Grandma Bert's Bundt Cake. And it's a hot
Wow.
seller. Yeah, it's a
Nice.
hot seller. So, and then we also have National Vegan Lipstick Day. which we just celebrated on February 28th of this year. It actually went on calendars this year as a national holiday, and it's actually our Grandma Bert's birthday. So it will be celebrated every year on the 28th.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Do y'all have any questions? I know y'all got wives. Do y'all have any questions on how to get the purchasing and get a little gift basket going?
I was curious about that. I could not only for my wife and my sister-in-law too, and my mother-in-law, I could get a link and I could send it to them because they like to wear the lipstick and stuff. So definitely would like to get a link.
We actually have an online store. It is Cakelipps with the S on the end, LLC.com. That will take you straight to our website.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Okay.
That's awesome. I want to know how long have you guys been in business? I want to know how long you guys been in business.
We started in 2019. Which is a very funny story. Well, it's not funny, but we kind of laugh about it. I had the vision back in 2017 to create my very own lipstick line. I always know that I want it to be all natural. I didn't say anything to my sister Bertha about it. I didn't say anything to anybody. And then in 2018, she came to me with the same exact vision. So I told Bertha, I say, listen, that's no mistake. That's confirmation from God. Let's do it. And in 2019, Cakelipps became a reality.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Give us that website one more time.
It is www.cakelipps, Cakelipps, LLC.com.
Gotcha.
And you can also follow us on social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, and we are on TikTok.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is awesome. It's just, I love personally, I love entrepreneurship. So, just to know that this came out of, this was created, it's been running for a couple of years. It's vegan, it's healthy. It's just beautiful. I think that's awesome. I love the fact that people who, you don't give up on your dream. You had it in your heart, you had it in your head, and then everything just lined up and you took your shot. And look at this, Cakelipps is doing its thing. So I love it.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
And you don't just do lipstick, but I see here that you do perfumes and what else do you do? Like powder, makeup. What else do you guys offer?
Well, actually, that's not a perfume that you see. That's a shimmer oil. It's a shimmer oil.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That's a shimmer oil. And we also, like we said, we have lipsticks, we have liquid matte, we have lip glosses, we have eyeshadow palettes, and we have the shimmer oil. And we also have lip liners. And so we're
I like my wife a little shimmery.
Okay, so you must try our shimmer oil. we just got those in maybe I think 2 weeks ago, and we're almost sold out.
Wow!
And so do you do those boxes like that? Because what I want to do the day of the show is I want to do a giveaway.
Okay.
And I want to give away one item from every vendor that I have.
Okay.
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 And so if you can accumulate a box full of every one of your items that you sell.
Okay.
Tell me the cost. I buy it from you. We raffle it off, or however you want to do it.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
And someone in
that box, you actually that box itself that you showed on the screen, I actually designed that box.
Wow.
Nice. I'm looking at everything on the website now, and I'm just scrolling through. I'm definitely going to get my wife some things out of here because she wears lip gloss as well too.
Okay.
So I would definitely. I'm scrolling through it. I'm definitely going to get her some items off of here.
Okay. I appreciate you.
It's just amazing because we're all about This is a black male podcast, but we're not just about talking about Black Men Matters. We're about uplifting the black community, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you do that is by understanding that we have black businesses that are out here, and we don't need to be around here as black people being like, "Hey man, can I get a $5 discount? What can I get for the low look?" No.
Right.
When we go to
Right.
Chinese restaurants, we don't ask for $5 off. When we go to these Arab people, we don't ask for $10 off. We don't ask for no discount. We don't ask for no cousin favors when we go to any other culture of a business. But when we get to our people, we want to, hey man, can I get a brother discount on the black hand side? Come on, man, do a brother
Right.
a favor. And
Yeah,
it's like,
always looking
no,
for a
you pay
hookup,
me
man.
what I'm worth.
Yeah. You don't know how much me and my sister go through that, and our prices are reasonable. We didn't
Yeah,
try to put our prices up way high because we know, we have people out there struggling, so we put our prices are affordable. So when someone comes in, especially my color, come up to me and say, hey, can you give it to me for this price? And I'm like, listen, do you walk into Mac or Sephora and ask them to do that?
Nope.
No, you just pay for it, right? So I'm like, please don't ask us to do that. That's not right. That's not fair. You know,
yeah, that's
but
true.
yeah, we get it all the time.
Yeah, they'll come into it like you said, Matt Sephora. They'll go in there and drop that $200 and or whatever on the stuff. But yeah,
Yep,
always. And when it comes to us, it's always the same thing, man. Hook a
exactly.
sister up, hook a brother, man. Hey, when I hook you up, you taking money out of my pocket. Hurt me is not to say that I'm trying to rob nobody, but when you got it's your livelihood, and they don't
Exactly.
understand that they're hurting you. And then
Exactly.
yeah, like I said, when that happens, now you gonna have to go up on the prices because you trying to make a living as
Right.
well, and I
Right.
understand that. I'm looking at this. If somebody asking for a hookup off the prices that you're giving, they out their mind.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know,
And not
Exactly.
and not even that, Lonzo. If they do get it, if y'all was to give a discount of any kind, as the consumer, it's my duty to be like, hey man, y'all heard of Cakelipps? Hey, have you heard of Cakelipps?
Yep.
Hey man, listen, and don't. This is what I learned in business. Don't ever discuss what someone else gave you to someone else.
Exactly.
Someone
yep,
else give you a
Exactly.
discount or a percentage off. Don't go to somebody else and be like, "Hey man, they giving discounts over there, man. See if they can." No, that's your deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
exactly.
because they see something in you that they believe it. So it's if somebody give you a discount of any kind, that's your responsibility to go and promote that business because they looked
Yes.
out for you and your pockets and
Exactly.
sacrificed their pockets, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And it's
So I,
like
I
too,
thank you, Miss Tammy.
we had a little girl that came up to the table. She only had $5, and she was like, "Oh, I love your lip gloss." And I'm like, "Well, what do you like?" And she said, "Well, I like stuff like with sparkles in it or whatever." But she was like, "How much is it?" I said, "Well, it's $10." And so she's like, "Well, I only have 5." I said, "Listen, sweetheart." I said, "Pick your lip gloss out." I said, "I'll take the 5." We gave it to her, and then this guy came right after her and bought 5 lip glosses. And it's
See.
like, see, you can't block your blessings. You can't. You
Yep.
can't.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
So please, once again, let people know your Facebooks, your social medias, your website information. I'm going to put up one more time,
Okay.
because we need them to know that yes, you're going to be with me September 14th. In Pompano at the Pompano Culture Center for my Play a Wish for Harmony. But this is where they can reach you.
Okay.
This is where they can buy your stuff. And this is where they can reach out on Facebook. Cakelipps LLC is on Facebook
Yes.
and on Instagram.
Yes.
And you'll know them by their logo because it's
Mhm.
it's it's there. It catches your eye, you
Yeah.
know.
You can't miss
And
it.
so you can't miss it. And you can't miss it. And once again, you'll be doing your lips a service if you get Cakelipps. And that's for sure. Because my wife don't get excited about a lot of things. When she put that on her lips, she was like, "Oh, this is good," you know.
Tell her I
And I
said
ain't gonna
thank
tell you
you.
you're welcome. I ain't gonna tell you what our good friend Tammy had to say because she had a little choice words, but she was like, "Man," she
Oh
pulled it
yeah,
out her purse. She was like, she was
I
like,
love
"Man, this."
Tammy.
So I thank you, Miss Tammy, and I thank Miss Bertha for
Thank you.
allowing us to promote you and give you an opportunity to further share what you do. And we're gonna have you on again, the
Okay.
closer we get to the event, and whatever I can do, let's get that box and
Yes.
let's accumulate so I can know what I'm gonna raffle off to the people.
Okay.
And I thank you for coming on.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you guys.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Congrats with your launch and your
thank,
success, and I wish you further.
thank you.
I'm
Thank
here with you.
you.
Most
Much
welcome.
success.
All
Much
right. You
success.
guys have an amazing day.
You too.
You
All
too.
right.
True.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye. That is interesting.
That
Oh,
is
I just
awesome.
love to see stuff like that.
Yes.
I love to see stuff
Yeah.
like that. I love to see
Yeah.
people, it's inspiring. It's inspiring. It makes you want to, you just like, oh, there's other people doing things. And something as simple as lip
Yeah.
gloss and lipstick. That is, I mean, granted, I don't use it, but I know women who do. It's just an amazing thing
Correct.
that her and her sister came up with this idea, launched it, and it's successful. Have a website. They're doing their thing. And I remember 2 episodes ago, I swear we were talking about entrepreneurship and the way the world may hold you down and all these other
Yep.
obstacles that come forth. To
Yep.
see her out here and her sister, um, doing their thing, and a lot of folks will assume, oh, I might be, my my ship sailed. I should have did this when I was younger. I should have did that.
Yep.
These women came out here and say, listen, I like lipstick. My sister like lip gloss. We might as well go ahead and make great one and enjoy ourselves and help others with the things that we like. I think that is so
Yep.
practical. It's a
Yeah.
practical thing. It's something that for all those who are listening and watching the podcast, you see how simple business could be. Like it's just this was really sponsored. Yeah, of course, she said it was her grandmother loved lip gloss, so that was definitely what inspired her. But it's really the practicality of something that they do on the regular. They wear
Exactly.
lip gloss when they
Yep.
go out. They wear lipstick when they go out. And just
Exactly.
from that, they said, hey, what? I hate when the lip gloss comes off after I eat, or I hate when the lip gloss comes off after I give
Yeah.
my person a kiss. I wish there was just a lip gloss that didn't come off. And bam, cake lips. That's
See?
amazing.
It was
So I have
born.
mad
It was
respect for
born.
them. Mad respect for those
Yeah,
women.
man. They
Awesome.
Definitely.
came. They came. They came to my job with 5 bags. And
Wow.
so what I'm going to do is, and this is the first time that y'all are hearing me say, I was thinking about doing a giveaway. I was like, I don't want to just do it on a random day. So next week Thursday is my birthday.
Hmm.
I am going to give away 4 bags because my wife got one. So I'm going to give away 4 bags on my birthday, and I'm going to accumulate some questions and some stuff that is going 4 lucky winners, women. Now, men, you can answer questions too to win for your lady, but I don't want to see you with this on now. Okay,
Don't worry about
it's
that.
for your lady, for your
Mm.
mama, your sister, whatever the case is, but not for you. Okay, I don't need you having no cake lips, brother. But 4 lucky women are going to be able to win a sample of the cake lips, and I'm going to do a birthday giveaway. So y'all heard it here, and that's what we're gonna do. Okay.
I'm
All
with
right.
it.
So listen, we gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come back, and we gonna do some Father's Day things.
All right. Sound like a win.
And Horace.
Oh,
Oh, it worked. All right, all right, all right, all right.
Hey, we in there. There we go.
oh, we back. Okay.
Look at God
Hey, worked out
Hey,
perfectly.
working
listen,
it out.
y'all don't even know what we just went through just now, trying to get back on this thing from our previous segment. Thank you to Miss Tammy for coming on with Cake Lips LLC. Did y'all enjoy that segment? I enjoyed that segment.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That
Absolutely.
was real good. That was real good.
Quite, quite
But
inspiring.
it was. So if you are just now joining us, welcome to Black Men Matters podcast. And again, it's Father's Day weekend, y'all. It's Father's Day weekend. By
It
the
is.
time some of you are going to see this, it's going to be Father's Day. So to all the brothers, happy Father's Day. And we talking about fathers, man. We're talking about fathers. So happy Father's Day to everybody. And we got oh, did you fall? Oh, I thought you fell, man. I was going to laugh.
Yeah,
I was
no,
going
they
to
were
laugh.
phone.
It's okay. It's all right. All I saw was it was like that, and I came back and you was on the floor. So I was like, "What's going on? Who pushed you?"
I've fallen and I
So
can't get up. Need life
I
alert.
can't get up. This is not an ad. This is not an ad. But we got two fathers on right now, and like I said, I'm a fur dad. Okay, I'm a fur dad. I'm a fur father. So, but I want to know from y'all, um, like we did with the mothers. Do y'all have any sitcom or movie father figures that y'all had growing up?
That we looked up to from the show or movie?
Yeah.
Hmm. Who did I look up to? No, personally, I didn't really have any father figures in the shows that I kind of looked up to, but I know the father from Good Times. I can't remember his name right now, but yeah, that's the man. When he was an interesting example of a black father in America at that time. We I think even I mean I'm not I feel that Good Times was like the first visual or like online, or it's not online, on television, visual of what an African American family structure, average structure appeared like. And it was just really good to see because it wasn't as common.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. And not only him, but then of course, watching Uncle Phil,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that took before, Cosby first, but then Uncle Phil, who were like when they showed the black men or black family as wealthy, you know,
Yes.
affluent, like especially with Dr. Huxtable. He's a doctor. He wasn't pimp, wasn't a gangster. He wasn't no stereotypical. He was actually doing something positive. All the kids were in college, highly educated, and then again back to the Fresh Prince, with Uncle Phil, man, lawyer,
Yeah.
wealthy,
Yeah.
and
Lawyer turned judge. He became a
yeah,
judge towards the end
he
of the seasons.
became
Yeah.
became a
Yeah.
judge, and it was like you didn't know it then, but looking back at it now, like as an adult, it's like, dang man, these were like black fathers we saw on TV, man. Like these were like they were doing their thing. They came from the struggle,
Yeah.
especially with some of the background on Uncle Phil, black rights activists, seeing Malcolm X and stuff in the early years of the show, and it's like, damn, like that's
Cool.
that's what's cool, man. And you
Yeah.
don't see that no more. I mean, you get a few shows with the black father, but
Yeah.
it's
It's
not always
different.
the same. Yeah, it's different, man. It's
Hmm.
way different.
If
How
I
What
was
about
to
you,
about
pick
you,
Pooh?
D?
anybody, it would definitely be Cliff Huxtable, but I loved Reginald Bell Johnson. I loved Carl
Yeah,
Winslow.
yeah,
He could be my daddy, you know. He could definitely be my daddy. And because he was he was a communicator. Like he laid down the law. He laid down the law, but he was a conversationalist type of dad. And he was the one that if he did something wrong, he came back and apologized, and they had the moment. He that show Family Matters showed and displayed that. Like you said, the Cosby Show. Cliff was, he adored his wife. You know, he
Yes.
he 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 raved in her intellect, you know, and showed that couples and married people and even with 5 kids, we can still be romantic after 20
Hmm.
something years of marriage, you know. So that romance is what he brought to the show. Uncle Phil being the ultimate matriarch and bringing his nephew in, you know, his wife's nephew, his you know, his nephew through marriage, and becoming, going from being just an uncle to being a father figure, you know,
Yeah.
that
And wrestling with the
particular
two
father
different.
scene that you see.
I'm sorry, and
Go ahead.
wrestling with the two different ways of life. Will was
Yeah,
brought up one way, Phil was brought up another way, and had to bridge that gap. Yeah,
yeah,
you're right,
Yeah.
brother.
yeah, yeah. So y'all remember the father scene with Will father, walked out on him again. That
Oh,
Hmm.
that.
scene, Will talks about a lot, how James Avery was like, use me. Don't rely on yourself. Use me to get in this moment, because Will was messing up the lines, and he was like, hey, bring it together and use me, you know? And Will's thing was he didn't want to disappoint James Avery, who was like the father figure he never had, you know? And
Hmm.
that's what you saw when you watched them. You saw their relationship grow from, you know, father figure, nephew, no, uncle nephew to son father. You saw that, you know what I'm saying? So and the same with now I was probably more scared of James
Yeah.
than any other father, because when he gave that bully the Big Mac, Lord
Oh yeah.
Jesus,
Hello.
and you, man, and that man, he couldn't even sit down. They had to put a pillow under his behind, you know. But he still was very supportive of his children's dreams. You know, he went to bat for JJ when people tried to take advantage of his art. You know,
Hmm.
he was always trying to be the man that his daughter could find and fall in love with. Be that example
Hmm.
of a man to his daughter, and he wanted to support his wife and love his wife, and he didn't want her to lift a finger as far as working was
Hmm.
concerned, you know. And
Yeah.
that was the 70s.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was the 70s. And this man is still alive. All of these men, except for James Avery, rest in peace, but all of these men, Cosby, John, Reginald, they're still alive, and they mean so much to the culture and they mean so much to our lives. But they're not our real fathers. They
Yep.
just they just TV dads, right? So they don't take the place, or they shouldn't at least, take the place of, you know, being there and what a real father in person and in the day to day of our lives, look like and feel like and sound like, But being that you two are fathers, what I want to ask y'all is, what have y'all learned from that first initial day? The baby came out and you held him in your arms until now, because Zenaria is going on 7
She'll
this
be
year.
7 in December. Yeah.
She'll be 7 in December. Your son is how old,
8.
Leroy?
Tristan is 8 and
Lord
Emma's
Jesus.
3.
So you got an 8 and 3-year-old, you got a 7-year-old. What is the difference between when they were newborn versus where they are
Oh my.
now? Alonzo.
What's the difference? Wasn't as much moving around and running around, but when she was first born, man,
And
it
and,
was
and
like,
hold on. Specifically from your perspective as a father, what's different about you from when she was first born to where you are now in fatherhood?
but at that time, when it's just you and your wife, you really not really thinking about nobody but you and her. It's like I'm doing this and doing that, for her. Now when kids steps into the picture, you have to turn that down. You have to dial back on. I'm gonna do this for Courtney. I'm gonna do, or she's gonna do this for me. It's like now, okay, we got a growing child over here. We got to do more for her. Like right now, like buying clothes. It feel like you're buying clothes every other couple months. For her, like we haven't bought stuff for ourselves in a minute. Even days where I want to, I'm gonna go get something for me and Courtney. And Courtney like, no, we gotta get her first. We gotta make sure she's good. Like she's out of school right now, so we're gonna do some school shopping eventually. Get her new clothes because I gotta go through her stuff right now. Of what she can't fit, and I had to learn. I'm guilty. Sometimes I slip. I had to learn. We got to kind of put us on the back burner for a little bit because we got to make sure she's straight. Because before you know it, man, she's gonna be 10, 12 years old. And it's like damn, like okay, I got to, I know I want to do this and do that, and update the wardrobe or whatever I want to do. It's like no, hey, got to make sure scenario good, man. I mean, from
Priorities.
the
Yeah.
priorities, man. Because my priorities were a little jacked up in the beginning, you know, especially as her as an infant, when she was a newborn, I still was kind of like me, and things of that nature,
Yeah, because
And
back then you was trying to figure out whether you wanted to keep the top of your hair or your beard, and it was a hard choice because the hair up top was kind of like fading away, and I was like, bro, just take it off, man. Keep the beard, it'll grow, but that up top, no, it's waving bye bye, and you hope at some point you make the right decision, right? That's prioritizing right there, my brother. Okay,
Oh
that's
boy, Alonzo,
yeah.
don't let him do you like that, boy.
hey, man, hey, you know what? You better hope you have a hairline later in life. Because if you don't, I'll be right there.
Okay.
I'll be
Oh
right
man,
there. Hey,
I'm sorry.
ain't nothing to do it up here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You know what? That's all right. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
But prioritizing was big for you, and your wife was a big instrument. Your wife was very instrumental in that being a thing for you, prioritizing your child
Yeah,
first,
yeah,
and y'all still do
yeah.
that. Yeah, she definitely comes first. Now, how do you think that's gonna change if y'all have another baby? Like what do you think that's gonna be difficult? Because she's been the only one for 7 years.
It's
You
going to be
know?
a little tough.
Yeah.
Look, we discussed. Yeah, Courtney wants a second kid. I'm the same way. Hey, look, we already be in this. She does need a sibling, but we haven't discussed like, okay, Shania gonna start feeling some type of way when this baby get all the attention. We haven't discussed that part because she gets the attention now, and I know, being as an only kid, I have siblings, and I grew up as an only kid for most of my life, and then I had my cousins coming to the picture, but it was I can't really say from that perspective because I was a kid, I don't know how I was with her, but I'm planning in my head like, I wonder how it's gonna be, you know, because
The
I
one thing
think
to
she,
do is the one thing to do is kind of take it from, oh, you're not going to be the baby anymore, to putting in her mindset, you're going to be a big sister,
yep,
and that'll be, oh snap, I got a little brother or a little sister, so now that trajectory is going to shift because instead of her having a temper tantrum, which is going to happen, she don't get away, but when you say, wait, hold on now, you big sis, that's when the responsibility would be like, I am big sis. You're right. You know,
mhm,
that's how you make that easy. And I know if anybody can attest to that, it can be Leroy because he got an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old. Like
Right.
how did Tristan evolve in the
Yeah,
last three
it's
years?
the whole process. Oh, how Tristan evolved. That's in itself is a challenge. There's still some evolution going. Um, Zoe's right that there generally is this kind of weird feeling when a new child comes about. But see, I think Zoe's daughter is much older than when Tristan had Emma. So let's say Zoe has another baby next year, right? His daughter will be around 8. When Emma came around, Tristan was 5. So he was just starting kindergarten, and here's the new baby. And the only thing that the one thing my son's very caring and loving to his sister. He's a good brother. But the one thing that he's always challenged with is the fact that sometimes it appears that life isn't fair because certain things Emma's able to, I won't say able to do, or the level of restriction is not placed the same. And I have to remind him, Tristan, you're 8 years old, Emma's 3. There's things right now that even if we try to um, put certain barriers around her, she just wouldn't get it. She's not at the place to understand full barriers. And this we've seen as she started to walk. So she started walking at 9 months. So from 9 months up until now, there's still these moments where he feels he's treated unfairly. And that feeling of being the older brother or the older sibling, kind of
Mhm.
sits, but it's a real thing. It's not older because you just happen to be older and this is what the world says. It's because what we need to do to train the things you're exposed to and doing in the world is so greatly different from her, even though it's a 5 year gap. She's 3. She doesn't, it ain't there yet. You're
Yeah.
8. You're exposed to so much more. You have a social life with friends. You have a social life at school. You're dealing with social things. Emma's social circle is the house, the daycare, and my aunt's house. Like, that's really her world, where he has so many more things like deep learning and whatnot. But in regards to being a dad, and that evolution, it's a constant evolution. And I think it's a constant evolution because through each stage of your child's life, you become a not you become a different dad, but new skills are required of you as a dad. When we saw these guys that we were mentioning, like like Will Smith's uncle, not Dr. Phil. Then the Cosbys, all these guys. If you remember the sitcom, most of those kids were they
He
were in
said
the
Dr.
they're in the
Phil. He meant
teenage
Uncle
years.
Phil, y'all. He meant
Uncle
Uncle
Phil,
Phil.
sorry, Dr. Phil, Lawyer Phil, Judge Phil. You know,
Yes.
but they were all relative, like they were teenagers, they were young adults.
Yeah.
And there's a certain level of fatherhood that you have to administer in that place. And from just watching Tristan grow up and even now having a daughter and having a son, there's even these different things that I know. So for me, fatherhood is forever evolving. For a father, I think the same thing goes for a mother, but how a father has to show up for his kids evolves and changes by the time their kids become an adult. And I think that's why it's important that we do have uh, groups of other men who we respect or call good fathers to kind of support and be like a arm for the younger fathers like myself and Zoe, with young kids, because there's no book. I could go
Nope.
read to learn how to use a computer. I could go read to go learn how to, weld. But you can't with kids. So the reading you can get, can get some knowledge, but it's the true application is the only way you really know how to deal with them. All children are different. They're not the same. A
Yep.
Macintosh is very similar to Windows. They've got keyboard, screen, the same thing. Kids aren't like that. So
Yep.
yeah, fatherhood is
Motherboard.
forever
Yep.
evolving.
And
That's
I
good.
agree
That's
with
good
that.
to know.
I agree with that because I used to always say that somebody give me the manual on how to raise a kid because
Hello.
there's not one. I don't get you how you raise your child or where you raise your children might not even work for me. And how I raise my daughter might not work for you. But how you apply it, and I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. Being around my sister-in-law, brother-in-law. They have their own way of raising their son, and to apply it to our child, it's not going to be the same. Not going to get the same results because everybody's got a
Let me ask you a
personality.
question, Zo.
Hmm?
Let me ask you a question, though, Zo. Do you
What's
think
up?
that is predicated based on how you grow up? Like your upbringing is automatically now what you go into. You become your parent when dealing with your child. Do you think that's conscious or is it subconscious? What do you think that is? Do you think it's true for you?
It might be subconscious or conscious, whichever. I mean, because like, okay, prime example, my father wasn't really there in my life, so me and my dad got a good connection. Like I said, I got to call him later. Me and him, we tight and everything, but he wasn't being the father he was supposed to be. You know, he was just kind of like, and he was there. We just have a good time because he was battling his demons and things of that nature. So I was raised by my grandmother. You know, like I said, I didn't really have a father figure in my life because my grandfather died when I was a kid. So that was probably my. He would have been if he was still around. He would have been raising me, but unfortunately, you know, he died when I was a little kid. So I was raised by my grandmother my whole entire life. So for me, it was just it's trial and error in a sense because I had nobody to really be there and teach me manhood and give me a good example of fatherhood and things of that nature. So I'm figuring it out as I go, and I'm still figuring it out as I go because it's like, dang man, like this right here ain't for the weak. It's something when you got this whole nother little life running around, and you have to constantly, find what works because I'm the type I don't like to do the disciplinary as far as what we grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to resort to that. That's like even if it was it's like there's something I just don't like to do because I mean, yeah, we all got spankings as a kid, and I can tell you now, I didn't turn into no criminal, no crazy nonsense. I got my butt with plenty of times as a child when I got in trouble. So for her, it's more of trying to use that stern voice that that you mean business,
That's what a
taking
father
away.
gives. A father is all in the voice, the speaking
Yeah,
to a child versus putting your hands. Because as men, we're heavy, we're heavy-handed, we're heavy voiced,
yeah.
we just heavy. You're right. So
Hmm.
imagine the hearing the voice of God, you know, and the right or thunder. Oh, that's what we are. When
Mm-hmm.
the mother may be the lightning, we're the thunder. You understand
And a lot,
what that means?
I
Yeah,
get it,
And
but a lot of times
and
the moms will
yeah,
make you
go
scared
ahead.
too. I'm sorry, a lot of times the moms will have you nervous too.
of course.
That's the lightning. That's the lightning because the lightning can hit you. Thunder is just to get your attention, right? And
Hmm.
that's what we do best. When we walk in the room, it shifts the atmosphere. You know,
It does.
when when
Yep.
Yeah.
when 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 the wives or the mothers are stop, Johnny, stop, oh my God, stop, all we got, hey, and they stop. That's thunder versus
Yeah.
lightning, because lightning you want to play with it. Oh, oh, you ain't gonna hit me, you want to play with lightning. Thunder, you
Yeah.
know and that's
Yeah.
just the natural reaction of it. Go ahead, Leroy, you want to say something.
No, no, I was just gonna say that. No, you're right. Like in regards to, it's something in regards to the an energy, as you mentioned, that comes in, and it's whenever
Yeah,
you have respectful children. Children will be, not even just
correct.
children. It's respectful people. Like if you notice, when certain, like a general walks into the room, of course there's a way you have to behave, but there's an essence that he or
Yep.
she carries, and it's like
Yep.
boom, you're in order. You just have this order that just follows. But it has to be in an atmosphere or place where there's a level of respect. That they respect.
Yep.
Hey, there's a man walking in here, and he means business. Being business, doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to threaten your life, but just knowing that there's a true consequence that you're not going to like at the end of it if you don't
Yep.
comply. And
Yeah.
I think that's and even managing that and knowing the levels of that. And I bet that will change I know it changed with my son as he got older. I know there's a higher level of intensity that needs to be had in my voice or my presence or energy when dealing with him than it was maybe literally 3 years ago. 3 years
Right.
ago at 5, it was less needed. Now he's thinking. I like my child to. I allow my son, not in the moment, but afterwards, to talk through things. Like, let's say he wants to explain something. In the moment, I say do X, it's do X. But then he can come back and say, Dad, when you asked me to do X, I didn't think it was wise. He didn't say wise, but I don't think it was cool. He'll say something, and I'm encourage the conversation because he's intellectually thinking, he's processing. And I can be wrong. And I'm the kind of father who there's one time I yelled at him, assuming he did something. And when he said, Dad, it wasn't me, XYZ, I was like, son, I apologize. I didn't mean to yell at you. And I want that to be there because I do want him, when he becomes a man, to acknowledge when he does something wrong, that it is okay to apologize. It's not weak to apologize. Actually, it's the right thing to do. And then also, two, when he hears something from someone, no matter be a man or a woman, and it doesn't make sense, that he can respectfully stand up for himself without disrespecting anyone. And these are all, but I know I've had to have a heavier level of intensity when dealing with him because now with the thinking, it's good, but now there's more challenging that may come up, which is okay in a certain degree, but in the moment you must comply. Then you can explain after the fact.
Right.
Yeah. And this is honestly why, Zoe, come in the camera. This is,
Sorry.
this,
I flipping around. I'm over here twisting and turning.
Having a good time.
this is why having men in the lives of children is important.
Agreed.
Yep.
This is why
Agreed.
having men, and I'm not going to say black men, I'm going to say men, period,
Yeah, in
right?
general.
This is why having men in general in a child's life, in a home, in schools, any capacity is important
Agreed.
because you need balance. Anywhere that is predominantly women in a children's environment is going to be unstable. And that's with all due respect. With all due respect. Any
Yeah.
because any predominantly male over children is also going to be unstable because
Right.
one can't do it by themselves.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right.
And it's not
Not
about who can do
efficiently.
it better. Right. Exactly. There's something that I don't have that my wife does, and she can do it better than me. It's something that my wife don't have that I do, and I do it better than her. And that's the same for you two gentlemen. There's
Correct.
something that there's an instance where Tristan and what's your daughter's name?
Emma.
Emma.
Hmm.
There's a thing. There's something about Tristan and Emma that when you speak to them, it does them a certain way versus when mommy speaks to them.
Yeah.
Same for Alonzo. It's a certain thing when Sonaria hears daddy's voice and daddy said come here versus when mommy says come here.
Hmm.
It's varies. It's not the same every day, right? But you gotta know your position and what position you play as the father and why that's so important. You
Correct.
know, and as we close, this is kind of Lamar's final thoughts. You know, this as we close, because Father's Day is depending on when you're watching today, tomorrow, this weekend, period, is Father's Day. We are in the season of Father's Day. Um, and it's just as important as Mother's Day.
Of
It
course.
is just as important as Mother's Day. We hear a lot of craziness and a lot of backlash with from fathers that we don't want the same old tie, we don't want the same old stink cologne, we don't want the same old suit and did no we want dinner, we want lunch, brunch, we want to be cooked for, you know, we want cards and flowers. Give us our flowers
Mhm.
too, because especially for fathers and men that are there.
Hmm.
That's the ones that ain't there. We don't care nothing about the broke down fathers and the deadbeat dads and the sperm donors. We ain't talking about them. We talking about fathers. We're talking about daddies. We talking about girl dads, boy dads. We talking about men that instill purpose and prosperity and love in their child, that when mommy's not there, the child still feels safe and love of being just with the father.
Sir.
You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? That's what we're trying to say. That we this ain't about this ain't about no bashing of anything. This is we got so many things that are against us as black men when it comes down to either they want to be like us, either they want to take things from us, either they want to cultural appropriate, and do whatever, but they can never take us away from us
Hmm.
Agreed. Hey,
and our children is the extension of us. And if we train up a child in the way they should go, when they get old,
They
they'll
will
never
not
depart
depart
from it.
from it. Correct.
That's
You know,
that's the that's the Bible. Go ahead.
if I could add real quick, in life, guys, not even in life, in this world, it is always trying to achieve balance in every
Hmm.
ecosystem, in every situation, in any and everything you do. If you look at the science with atoms, they're all trying to achieve a cohesive level of balance.
yep.
That is why it's important, as Lamar said earlier, Father's Day is just as important as Mother's Day. Why? Because it's a perfect balance. You can't really do it. You can't do it efficiently without both of them. And for all the, I just had to say that to remind everyone that let's just be balanced. Let's just this Father's Day, let's hope for balance. As Lamar said, let me get my flowers. Okay.
Yep.
Let me get breakfast in bed. All of those things. But at the end of the day, fathers are needed. We love our children just as much as our wives love our children. It just may come off in a different way.
That's
Yeah.
right. That is true.
Anything
I
final
agree.
to say, Alonzo?
I mean, he pretty much covered the bases. Like I said, it's that balance. Just you you could tell. You could look at like you look at some people and you can see that they're a product of a two-parent home. And a lot of
Hmm.
times you see it
Easily.
and you could tell, okay, something's missing from there because I've lived it. I mean, I've lived that, and going through life like that. I've lived it, and then seeing other people like I see some of these kids and how they are nowadays when it's like it's just a mom and the kid is just buck wild, just
Losing.
like yeah, and it's like they're like the man ain't there to be like, hey, little boy, look, come here. You need to chill out. No authority figure there. So the mom got to be the authority figure all by herself. She got to be mom and dad. And like I said, sometimes the mom can have you more nervous than the dad sometimes, but it's still that, and it's still that whole sense of, like I said, that balance. Like, because even when it comes to my child, like even like being protective, I'm told Courtney, I made it clear, even with her, I haven't been put in a situation, but God forbid somebody come mess with y'all going to come visit me. I'm not. I'm not. I mean, my child hasn't been bullied, hasn't been put in a situation like that, but I am definitely one. Like, if I got, even if she ended up in a dire situation, I will leave work to come get her if she were put in that situation. And I also told her, she's still, of course, she's still sick. She still don't fully understand it, to protect yourself. So if anybody messes with you, you hit them back, but you don't be the one to cause trouble. Don't be the troublemaker.
Mhm.
Don't be a bully, because I've been bullied and I don't like bullies. So I
Yeah.
try to instill that, don't be a bully. You don't go around hitting people for no reason. Somebody hits you and if somebody's messing with you and you're telling them to stop, and then I told her, I don't care if it's boy or girl, if they hit you, you hit them back,
Hmm.
and I'm going to be right there to defend you. And I'm gonna tell them, yeah, I said it to defend herself, because the self-defense is not a crime for the most part. And if my child is being bothered by somebody and she's telling them to leave you alone, leave me alone, and they continue to do so, and she defends herself, you better punish that other person before you punish my kid. I'm gonna be right there and have your back, you
Yep.
know. And she understands it to an extent, because a lot of times we tend to talk to the kids or talk to young children like they're our age.
Yeah.
We're explaining stuff like me and we all talking, we understand. We're explaining stuff to a 6-year-old. And I've been,
Hmm.
I was guilty of that. I've been told, my nephew when he was younger, it's like, you got to understand, yeah, he may know a little bit of right and wrong, but still a child. You got to break it down to that
Hmm.
child, to her, for him or her to understand it, because I just can't sit here and talk the scenario like she's 20 years old. She's not gonna fully understand what I'm saying. I had to try to
Sometimes you
explain.
gotta break it down to us, and we grown.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that
What you
happens.
think? You
But,
know,
with us, you got to break it down without it feeling like you insulting somebody. Because when you start talking to me like I'm 5 years old, I'm like, hey man,
but I may
I'm an
need it.
adult.
I may need. Listen, if Johnny had 2 apples,
Oh,
Stupid.
I, I may need that. You know,
if Johnny had 2 apples,
right, right.
okay.
You know, but listen, I want to do a segment with the wives. I've been saying this for a minute. I want to do a segment with the wives. Me and my wife talk a lot about feminine and masculine energy
Hmm.
and how it works and coexists, should I say, together. The feminine and the masculine energy, and how we got both. Men got estrogen in us, just like we got testosterone,
Testosterone.
and vice versa with the women.
Right.
But there are a lot of us that may got more estrogen than testosterone, and
Mm,
vice versa with women. They may got more testosterone than estrogen, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the femininity versus the masculinity in a relationship, and how that plays out with dealing with kids and dealing with each other. I want to
Yeah.
talk about that. It may not be next week. We may take a break next week, um, depending on, or we may just do it at a later time next week. But that's what I want to do. I want to do that, and I think I want it to be our first live session, because we got to go live one day, y'all. We got to get the people some live content, so they can see us and they can talk back to us and all of that.
Boy, boy, boy.
It's gonna be interesting. I think we're ready.
That's gonna be funny.
I
That's gonna be
gotta see. I
funny
gotta
and
convince
fun.
Courtney to do it. I gotta convince her, because I don't know. She. I
Tell
gotta see what
Courtney
she say.
to tell Courtney that her cousin gonna be on here, so she can be on here. Okay, that's all. She
Yeah.
can be
You
sitting right
know,
next to you. Amber gonna be sitting right next to me. And Stephen wife. Now that's the one I'm worried about because I don't think she got filter. I don't think she got
Oh
filter.
hell.
You know.
Oh boy.
Listen, Leroy, tell sister come on, sit right next to
Well,
you.
listen, I'll let
Okay.
her know. But once me and her here, if the kids here, boy, they all gonna be in the stream. That's what I'm telling you. If it's live, they all gonna be out.
The
Gonna see everybody
whole
here
family.
hollering, Tristan there fighting.
And
It's gonna be a mess.
that's fine. We can have a family affair, a whole family. I'll
Hey,
bring the
Real.
dog.
every, everybody can see it like firsthand. Like,
What it's like.
okay, like the TV dads. What we see on TV, you see the perfect family. They have their
Mhm.
squabbles, but in real life, don't nobody see what y'all see.
Uh-oh, Mike died. Mike died. Your mic died. No, hey, your mic died. Pop, pop. Mike died. Pop.
Testing, testing.
Oh, okay. You got so
Yeah, I
you was
came with
doing a
two
lot
of
of stuff. Oh, and we lost Leroy. Lord Jesus, we got to end this. It's time. The straight
them.
said it's time. Leroy done dropped off on the face of the earth. Lonzo Mike died. I'm over here losing my people,
We struggle
and
streaming out here. We are here
we
struggle
still
streaming.
release some money.
What's the struggle streaming?
For real.
So what we
Hey,
Oh
gonna
my
do?
God.
it happens.
We gonna end it. We gonna end it right here. This has been a Father's Day segment of Black Men Matters. Listen, understand that every day, if you got a black man in your life, single me out.
Really?
If you have a black man in your life, appreciate him, especially on a day like this where black men are not appreciated like a black woman is. And we're not saying that there are some deadbeat ones out there. There's some deadbeat women out there too. Okay? But we still love on
Yeah.
them every day. But let's treat our black men special this year. Let's take them out to dinner, give them breakfast in bed. Give if you're married, give him give him a little wop. Huh? Give him a little wop. You know what I'm saying? Little top off. Huh? Be a little
Lord have
spontaneous.
mercy.
What you say, Leroy? Be
Really?
a little spontaneous, right? Okay. And if you do that, just imagine what he'll do for you. Oh man. So treat a man this weekend. It's Father's Day. It's Black Men Matters podcast, and we are Black Men Who Matter. Until next time, happy Father's Day, everyone. And we
Happy
love you.
Father's
Holiday.
Day.
And we gonna make it do what it do. Black Men Matters. Let go.
Over and out.
Peace.